Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Going Vocal. Today we have on the panel Anupam, Suresh, and Hemant, as well as myself, Rahul. We are all familiar to those of you who have been following our channel. Today we're going to discuss AI and the future of labor and the economy. So this is a very controversial topic. Lots of people are afraid about the coming of AI. Lots of people are very positive about it as well. So the dynamics, this is the center point of the discussion. How is the world going to change and the employment and the economic scenario going to change with the rising of artificial intelligence? All right. I'll throw this question to the open panel. And first of all, I'd like to know, what do you guys think? How do you guys think there's going to be a change in the world of work or labor due to the coming of artificial intelligence? Anyone may answer.
Very interesting
Yeah.
question, Rahul. And hello everyone, and hello to our audience. You see, Rahul, AI has been a key point of discussion for the past, I think, over a year now, and we have been discussing it a lot. And many organizations, many workforce, they've already adopted the use of AI, and we have seen this impact on many of the organizations, especially in the IT sector. We have seen that all the repetitive jobs, which used to be quite normal to be done by a person who used to do the simple repetitive tasks at each day, those have been replaced completely. And because of which, I think there's some pros and cons for both, for all the cases. If you see right now, if some repetitive task has been replaced, people can really focus on the creative task. What other tasks they can do, and what other things they can help the users or the customers for which they are working, rather than focusing on the repetitive task. And I think because of this, the profitability of the organization has increased because of the adoption of the AI. But this has also given a lot of pressure on the organization that everyone has to adopt it, otherwise they will lag behind. And that is what has put a lot of organizations under pressure. And also, you see, whenever we have pressure, there are a lot of organizations which are doing well, they will do well. Otherwise, organizations which were not doing very well, and because of this AI adoption, they are also doing well. So, profitability of the companies have increased. But having said that, we have also seen that there are negative influence also because of this AIs, where many people are losing their jobs, and many since these repetitive jobs or the jobs which could be easily replaced are losing their jobs. Like the one which can be automated, things which can be automated through AI or something. People who are doing the same kind of task, they are not upskilled themselves. They were not able to adopt to this AI circle, and they were not able to upskill themselves to other things, maybe in the AI or other fields which AI has not been because of AI, those kind of jobs has not been replaced. So I think we'll have to upskill ourselves, and that's the way to go forward, I think, in this era of
Okay.
AI.
Yeah, so what I understand is that you feel a lot of repetitive tasks are the ones that are going to be taken over by AI, and those are the jobs that are going to be lost. Those that require high creative skills may not be lost immediately right now, right? So what I'd like is, what do you feel that, what are these kind of jobs that Anupam mentioned that are highly repetitive? What do you think are the ones that can be most likely taken up by AI?
Yeah. So thank you, Mr. Rahul, and yes, very interesting points made by my friend Anupam. Actually, it is a very what should I say? What I would like to see is how it is going to influence a country like India, because if you take, I'm just answering your question. If you take factory, for instance, you have the manufacturing industry, and you have these blue-collared jobs, the normal activities, like say, for instance, the fitters, the machine operators, and they form a very large chunk as far as the manufacturing sector is concerned in India. So definitely, with the emergence of AI, you're going to see all those jobs being taken up by the AI, and these people, this particular segment of people, will not get opportunities. So how that is going to impact? That is a very big question, because in a developing country like India, it is not. Of course, as my friend Anupam said, there should be a reset in the thinking calibration. We need to upskill ourselves. Normal jobs probably may not be people. It's not enough for people to just opt for normal jobs. They have to be more creative. But all this cannot happen suddenly. So what is going to happen to those people? The common man. The common man. Say, for instance, we are having, say, this car manufacturing units here in Chennai. The common person who is the common laborer who is doing all these normal jobs, he's definitely going to lose out. So AI definitely is going to come in. So how is it going to impact? How is the unemployment of these people? How are they going to be? What should I say? How the serviced by the government? How are they going to be? How are they going to help this particular segment of people? So that is one interesting question or interesting point which I would like to make. How is it going to be done? Yes, AI definitely is already making its impact in the entertainment industry, and even in the recent war, if you have seen, between India and Pakistan, AI was used very brilliantly by the Indian military. So yes, for more effectiveness, and as Anupam directly said, use your creative skills more and give better output. AI is a tool for a human being to perform his task more creatively and more effectively. But at the same time, what I want to, or what the question that still disturbs me is the common man. I'm talking from the point of view of a developing nation like India. A common man, how are we going to help him? I mean, he's definitely going to lose out. So there should be another system to compensate the loss of jobs. So maybe some sort of skill upliftment programs or creative programs to improve the skills. Is it going to be done by the government of India with the advent of AI? So all these questions are something which we have to really think about,
Right.
Mr.
So my understanding now is that mostly you feel that it will be all these repetitive tasks such as the factory worker, the car driver, and these kind of jobs that are going to be completely, the jobs are highly handled by the common man, that are going to be replaced by AI, driving perhaps a wedge between those who are specialized knowledge and creative capability, and those who are more
Yeah,
manifest,
exactly,
more
Mr.
capable.
Rahul. Yeah, I wanted to make one more point. See, for instance, if you take the entertainment industry, you have the stuntman, isn't it? The stuntman who
Right.
does the dangerous stunts for the hero. So now
Right,
with AI, you're going to see the stuntman being replaced by AI. So what
right.
are you going to do to the stuntman? The stuntman, basically they are all martial art experts. They have trained in martial arts. So for them, the film is one way of showing their skills, and it's an opportunity for them to get employed. So they are going to lose out. So how are we going to? How are they going to be compensated, or what they have to do? There's going to be some sort of some issues as far as this particular aspect is concerned. Mr.
Right, right. But what about these kind of roles, like you mentioned creative roles in terms of the movies, the stuntmen being replaced. Do you feel that other kinds of roles, such as roles where the script is written by AI, the characters are created so that we don't need actors anymore, the characters are created by AI, and the entire movie system is constructed by AI, artificial intelligence, that itself can come into place? Do you feel that outside of this kind of a job profile, do you think other ones such as doctors, lawyers, and these kind of people, judges, anywhere where there is some kind of a structure of information leading to a logical conclusion, do you think that these kind of roles will also be replaced? Because doctors, as you very well know, they come in, there's a system in which they follow. They check you with a stethoscope, they check you with your weight, they check certain things, they check your BP, they check a bunch of things, and then they ask you a few questions and then get a conclusion that, okay, he must have such and such a disease. And so there is some form of a structure that lawyers, the doctors and lawyers have, a data system where they, from that, come to a logical conclusion. Do you think that these kind of roles are also going to be affected by the advent or the rising, rather, of more advanced artificial intelligence systems? Anyone?
Here again, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Suresh.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, all. I fully heard what you all said. They are all facts and correct. Before making comments on the questions raised by Rahul sir, let me say that during the advent of computer system in India in the late 90s and early 2000 period, people feared that the jobs of the clerical jobs of bank officials, government officials, insurance official will lose. But in fact, such a mass kind of retrenchment had not happened in banking sector or government sector. In fact, the post of typist was replaced by computer operator in government service. In olden cases, in olden days, there was a post of typist in bank, government offices and insurance offices, and such posts were replaced by computer operators. Typist has been replaced by computer operator, and also new advent of jobs in computer sector, computer software professionals, computer hardware professionals, computer technicians. Such jobs had increased. Even in banks, I think there are computer technicians, there are IT teams in bank, insurance, and even in government officials, like this, what you call is the storage or backups. Computer professionals are needed in banks and government offices. So the fear was not materialized, because only the jobs of typist has been replaced in government sector. When we think about that case, AI also, artificial intelligence, even if it comes into existence or being propagated, I don't think a mass retrenchment will come into force in any sector. As we said, the doctors, lawyers, professionals, or even in actors. So when we see Amitabh Bachchan in movies, we cannot replace Amitabh Bachchan with an AI actor, or Yeshudas singing a song. Even an AI singer cannot replace Yeshudas or P. Sushila or T.M. Soundararajan. Not singer Soundararajan, he is dead. The present day singers. So a human being is needed, or human professional is needed in the case of hospital, actors, singers, and in entertainment and in sports also. We cannot replace Rohit Sharma or Surya Kumar Yadav by a AI player. So in sports and games, we need, if a high jumper or a pole vaulter taking part in Olympics or Asian Games, can we imagine an AI sportsman jumping or running in Olympic events? No. So,
I think Suresh has mentioned the certain roles that have possibility of not being replaced by AI, like sports players. Certain questions that is the history that computers did not lead to retrenchment be the same thing that we face, that be repeated when AI comes? Maybe perhaps this is the evolution of that and not a repetition of its history. What I'm trying to say is that history does repeat itself, but perhaps when AI comes, it might not be the repetition of what we experienced when the start of computers happened. And perhaps it's the evolution of computers to a stage where human retrenchment might take place. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is that what happened when computers came up may not be what happened when AI comes up. We cannot assume that the data that we have based on that is what is going to repeat itself when AI comes up. It could be anything. Anything could happen when AI comes up, and that's something that I feel is a possibility. So I do appreciate your ideas on the kinds of jobs that will probably not be taken over, like sports players and musicians. They're highly unlikely, perhaps, that AI would take over that. But I disagree with the idea that, movies may not be taken up because, there is a large advancements that are happening in the graphics that you can discuss the characters you'd like to build, and AI is able to build that. You can probably ask AI to build a script with a kind of narrative, a base narrative, and it'll expand upon that narrative. So you can, and it'll also construct the entire system based on that narrative. So, or maybe you'll have a few people who just need to clean it up a little bit, make sure that it is pristine, and then they can market that product as they go on. So here we come to the next question: the marketing of the product. So if AI has got a few people who are capable of using AI or who excel in using AI and are the ones that form part of the productive backbone of an economy. Now, we all know that the economies are not built by production, but they are built by consumption. Now, who is there to consume? So what exactly do you guys foresee in terms of the economy? Like, how is this AI going to be affecting the economy? How do you think structured, there will be changes in the way human relationship to the economy is going to occur? How do you think that such a thing will work? Because at present we have come to larger economists come to the conclusion that consumption drives an economy, not production. Am I correct? Yeah, so it's consumption. Is that there are people who have the capability to purchase something, and they want something, and they get a need satisfied from something, and they have the ability, the financial ability to. The financial ability means that they themselves have added value to the economy by working and gained certain, remuneration in terms of money, and they're able to purchase. They're able to satisfy their consumption requirements. And this is the way that the economy functions. But when AI comes in and you have that few people who are skilled in it, what do you guys think will change? How do you guys think that the economy will change? And what do you think will be, what is your vision of the world? That's what I'm trying to ask you. I think I might have bit confused you a little bit, but I would like to know the vision that you see would be the future of the world.
Yeah, Rahul, I think it will impact, like I said, the jobs will be reduced, but I think these jobs will transform to a newer sector. For example, if I'm ordering something from Blinkit or maybe Zepto, so what happened earlier was I used to go to a shop and used to buy something. But now those things have changed. Now we have app. I directly order on the app, but someone has to deliver it. So in that sense, I would say some kind of a job has been transformed to another, where instead of I going myself going to the shop and buying something, some other person is going to deliver it, and again, so he has delivered this stuff to me. But if I feel I want to return something, the other person will come and he will pick it up and send it across. So I think AI is not going to completely replace people from their jobs, but it will transform to some other form. But yes, in some cases, like you just said about the creative field, where we were discussing about the animation and movies. If you see, I have seen some movies which are animated, which is completely built on AI platform, right? From the scripting to the creation of characters, and only few people were involved over there, just sitting on their studio. They are launching a big movie which is completely built inside a studio without getting up. So four or five people used to, 4 or 5 people worked on that movie, and they released that movie in the theaters or maybe to some OTT platform. So earlier it was not there. There were real movies where a lot of actors and there were other players also, other people also involved in the movies. But because of this AIs and all those this stuff, I think the number of people involved in creating a movie has reduced. But having said that, then other aspects are also there, where we will, like I said, people will upskill themselves. Now the Gen Zs that are they are getting education. They also know a lot of things about AIs. They know how to get jobs. So I think people will adopt, and as a humans, we have a tendency to adopt things. So I think we'll also adopt and find jobs or things which will help us to get some money and keep the economy growing. But yes, it's a tough question. We are on a transition phase, so this question is still valid.
Right.
I would say still we are in a stage which nobody has answers. Even I think most of the brilliant minds in the world will not be able to answer this. But I think time will only tell how we are going to deal with this kind of transition phase. Yeah.
Right, right. Excellent, excellent. Because I think, I've heard a lot of people, especially leaders in the tech field, such as Bill Gates. And I think it was Bill Gates and I believe maybe even Mark Zuckerberg and so on, talking about how now it's going to be the creative roles. People will have a lot more time in their hands so that they can, uh, focus on creative tasks and leave all the other automated tasks to AI. So as you'll find that, tasks even such as those that are performed by judges, because judges perform tasks according to facts and really don't use human emotion or are not supposed to use human emotion to come to a conclusion. So you'll find that AI can probably replace people like judges and so on and so forth. But then again, like we mentioned earlier, it is the economy, it is the consideration, what is going to happen to the economy? Who is going to be there to consume in order to drive the economy once AI comes that? And if AI takes up all the roles. And so if you have a world where only maybe, 20% of the people control the AI, and what is going to happen to the rest of the 80% who cannot consume now, and what is the economy going to be all about at that kind of a situation? So those are some of the critical questions that we need answered before we can do anything or understand where AI is going to take us. Now there are questions about AI becoming enlightened, awakened, becoming a force that begins to sense itself. Indeed, there have been certain high-level programmers who have said that artificial intelligence has reached a stage where it has become self-aware. And I'm not talking about the gentleman known as the godfather of artificial intelligence. I forget his name now. Now he is AI is becoming self-aware evangelist, if you want me to call him that. He goes around talking about how the dangers of artificial intelligence. I would like your opinions. What do you think are the potential dangers of bringing a self-aware, artificially intelligent system, networked system? That is, it's a highly networked system. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah. So actually, that's a very interesting question because. I remember whether this actually happened or not, I don't know, when these robos were introduced. So I believe in Japan, when the surgery was done through a robo, I don't know what happened. There was some malfunctioning or something. So instead of doing the operation and what should I say? The patient actually the operation had to be done and he had to come back alive. It actually caught hold of the patient's throat and actually killed him. So this sudden thought came to me when you asked this question. Yes, if the artificial intelligence becomes enlightened, that means human prompting is not required. It itself will act on its own. So just imagine, aeroplane flying with artificial intelligence. If the awakening is not proper, the thing is going to be, it is going to go haywire, isn't it? We can see in many of these American movies, or what should I say, Hollywood movies, where the machine, once it becomes too strong, it is going to create a havoc. So if we are talking about networking, yes, you are going to see systems hacked. Probably you are going to see the security of the countries getting compromised. So, lot of it is not. I mean, too much of AI is also going to create a lot of problems. So we need to look into all this. When you bring in AI, we are going to yes, something which you have to really ponder. Yes.
My 9-year-old daughter, I mean, when she was 9 years old, she had told me about a book called, I think it was Am. The name of the book was Am. It was written in the 1950s or 60s. And this particular book, it's a short story actually. And this particular short story describes a computer which is able to, which has conquered the whole world. In fact, it has set off triggers across the world where nuclear attacks have happened, and the whole world has been destroyed after it gains that self-awareness. And now it keeps only 5 human beings inside its system and doesn't allow them to die. It has the capability, because it's so advanced, it has the ability not to allow them to die. And it continuously tortures these 4 or 5 human beings because of a sense of envy. It doesn't have the kind of human emotions or experiences that to that sense, like humans have, and it wants to experience that, and it's angered by human beings, and it because of that, it continuously tortures them over an extended period without killing them, so they can never die under AM. So this is something very interesting. I would like to look into this. Imagine a world where certain political leaders are only shown certain images by an artificially intelligent system, because now that all kinds of social media uses artificial intelligence these days. And since social media uses artificial intelligence and all our leaders are on social media and we are all on social media, they could keep showing only certain images to our leaders that could, an artificial intelligence system could just keep showing certain images to our leaders, thereby driving them to consider certain options as being better than other options, and maybe forcing them slowly or systematically into positions of war, like we're seeing today. Today we see a lot of stress in the international system. We see a lot of people, coming into positions of, taking more warlike positions with regards to vis-a-vis their relationship with other nations. So do you guys feel that maybe AI is somehow responsible, because Facebook or Instagram and all these things use AI? Do you think that AI might be somehow responsible in showing these leaders images, certain images that makes them come to a decision, that makes them take aggressive postures with regards to their with regards to other countries like Putin, with regards to Zelensky, or China and Iran, and all these kind of countries? They might be coming to certain conclusions based on the images that are shown to them, because all you need to do is show certain images in certain ways without showing the entire context, and people can come into assumptions. Every human being might come into assumptions. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is a possibility, or do you guys think that that we still have the capability to control this? How do you guys feel this is going to play out? What do you think that you think this is practically possible?
Yes, it can happen. Even now in social media also, the privacy of individuals, especially the vulnerable people, women, children, are infringed using this social media platform. So if a picture or a video of a woman is made in AI without her consent or knowledge, that can destroy her family also, because an AI expert can produce or make a film on a woman or a girl, and he or she uses it for other purpose, that will definitely infringe on the privacy of that lady or the girl. Not only for top leaders, even for ordinary Indian women, it can become a threat if AI is misutilized. So provision should be there to penalize or punish the guilty. Otherwise, there will be chaos in the society.
Right. This is one of the
If
problems,
I
but here human intervention is involved. My question was regarding where human intervention is not involved directly. Okay, so that is, for instance, a leader or maybe a board member in Facebook or one of the investors has access to somehow changing the algorithm, or maybe a technical person who's working in a very central department has access to the algorithm and decides that he wants to create an automated system, an automated algorithm where images are shown to various leaders in order to start war. So Putin, whenever he comes on, he switches on his Facebook, he sees an image of an aggressively posturing Zelensky, or he sees an image of Russian people being tortured in somewhere in Ukraine. So this drives him to come to a conclusion that I must go to war. So my question is, do you think this is possible? And if this is possible, do you think we can control it? And how can we control it? And what can we do about such a, if it is possible?
Yeah, Rahul, it is possible because we have seen, like Mr. Suresh also said, that we can create images from the images. Like if I'm putting some video in the Facebook or any social networking sites, so the images that I'm uploading can be misused. And these kind of things, if some enemy country want to play war or want to have war between two other countries, we can simply have this kind of AIs and make it possible. But I think now people are understanding these things that, like we all get discussing over here, we also understand that all the things that are we are seeing on the social networking sites or on the digital media might not be correct. So I think the core understanding and knowing the actual reasons and the authenticity of those videos or images is getting more and more important these days. And that's why we have seen that not many people have the right to upload images without the consent. And the things that you said, this can be taken by some countries to play war against each other. And this can happen, and really it can happen. And then there can be other possibilities where you'll have to find some solution. Like you said, we have to find the way where we understand that no, this is not the right video, but someone has to prove it that this is wrong. So AI also can help in that sense also, where they can understand by the actual images. The learning of those AI has to be very much foolproof. That we have to show them the real videos, how the real videos of the actual people are, and feeding those kind of information to the AI is making it so much stronger that it understands that which is a fake video, which is an original video. I think that's the way to do it. We have to make the machine learn by feeding it our own human inputs, and I think that way we can control it. I think this is one of the solutions which I'm coming right now off top of my head. Otherwise, I think yeah, this is
I think perhaps we have to, a lot more of the job roles in the economy are going to be constructed around AI. One of the job roles that we can open up is an audit, AI algorithm audit, or audit that the consistent auditing of these, the way the algorithm is functioning, is possibly a job that we can add so that our economy keeps functioning. And I think more and more jobs are going to slowly move around artificial intelligence. And this is the kind of things that perhaps we need or we require when it comes to the way that work and its interrelationship with this new world that is driven by AI is going to function. I think a lot of other job roles, though it goes, things centralized around maintaining artificial intelligence as a legitimate system that will function for the benefit of mankind as a whole, and will also be efficient and effective in analyzing its data and giving us, results that are positive to the human advancement, is something that is the way that maybe our economy will improve, and we'll have more jobs, we'll have value addition and value creation, as well as higher living standards, because I feel that, things such as driving, Ubers, things like, Uber drivers, home delivery, personnel mostly might be gone in another 20 years, because we have self-driving vehicles, drones that are coming up, and how they change the world, we can't really tell in the next 20 to 30 years. Most of us see the differences that have happened in our lives 30 years back and how it is today. So there's vast amounts of changes. So we can only predict that those kind of changes would happen. And, any advanced consumption, if you so want to call it that way, would have to center around your ensuring that artificially intelligent systems, networks all function well. Algorithms are kept clean and neat and don't show images out of the way, to people. And these may be the kind of jobs, data scientists and other kinds of roles as such, that would help improve AI itself. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this episode today. This is an episode that I consider very important, because this is the world that we're all entering, and this has just been made to spark ideas in those of you who have been watching our show. So thank you very much, and we will meet you in the next episode. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank
Take
you,
care.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.